Alright boys, what's up? Welcome back. So we finally got the rest of the parts we need for the build. I'm pretty hyped. This should be it. It should start up after all this is installed. At least I hope. So let me give you guys the rundown. First, my switch that I've been talking about has finally came here. This is for my flex fuel sensor. So what happens with this is the black's ground, red is positive, and then this little white one has to go into my PCM down here. So I kind of want to get this over with first, and what I had to do was buy this little pin here. I got this from Pace Performance, and the pin goes down into the ECM, and then the wire, this gets connected to my white wire. So probably just knock that out, get that done with. Second, this will probably be the last thing. Once my battery's back connected, I have to connect the heat exchanger up, and I'm gonna use the fuse tap here. So once the battery's connected, I'm gonna take my little test light and I'm gonna test around. Whichever one doesn't light up, I'm gonna connect it to, because the heat exchanger needs power from the on switch. So that's, I guess technically you're supposed to use a relay to hook this up, but we're not gonna fool with that. I don't really know how to wire that up yet. So the fuse tap should work perfect. And then, so that'll probably be the last thing to do. Right now, looking at my little catch can here. So we got hose for that, so I'm gonna run the catch can, show you guys how to run that. The big thing though, shout out to Ford for sending this little connection piece out to me. Without this, I don't know what I would have done, because my fuel rail's on this side. I had the ZR1. This barely fits up on here. Last night I was able to drill these out further. Well, so I got my quarter brackets in. I got 1 and 2. I got 2 bolts in here. I don't think she's going anywhere, but the problem is this last one. I would have had that one in too, but I screwed my hole up. I don't know if you can see, but it barely misses. I'm not taking this back off. It took a while to get on here, but this is a tight fit on here. So I got to cut my line here, get all that situated. I got some eye hooks. So the eye hooks are for my positive and negative terminals. I got some big zip ties because I think I needed some of those for some random stuff. Just want to make sure I had those. Then my little what do you want to call it, Hobs switch. So this is the one that Ford gave me that comes on the Hobs switch. It goes into a 1/4-inch hose. It's screwed into the Hobs switch and then gets ran, I think, up to this one on the back of this. So we'll knock that out. A lot of little things going on. Oh, I got a bigger screw here for this, so this doesn't look as crappy as it does. It's just little things, man. Little things. We're knocking little things out today. Also have to wire that gray wire to my battery, or to my controller. Fill this thing with coolant. This is probably gonna take the longest, is cutting this and trimming this, seeing if I can make that fit. My tune, so from this day, this is a Saturday morning, my tune is on Friday. If I screw that quarter intake up, I don't know what I'm gonna do about a quarter intake before the tune. That's the only thing that scares me. These quarter intakes are taking like weeks at a time. I want to get the Glanzer, or whatever you call it. It's like the 5-inch one. I'd love to get that one, but it's taking a while. Plus it costs a lot of money, but yeah, we are just more money I'm spending on random stuff. I'm gonna show you how I ran these hoses, how I ran the line, or how I connected it all up. So yeah, let's get into it, boys. All right, so I've tapped into the ECM fuse box, the 3 bolts. You're gonna have to lift that up. I had to take my coolant thing back off just to get some room. Makes a lot more sense. So on this bottom part here, as you can see, I kind of got my screw. This is probably gonna be hard, but in there. So my screw, or my needle, is already in there. I already popped a piece out. So you're gonna want to count 5 up, and there's a little green one down here. So green, then it goes gray, blank, white, and then right there between that white one and that green one is where number 5 is. There's nothing in there except for that little black pin. You're gonna want to stick a needle or something in there. You're just gonna push on it hard, and I heard that black pin pop out. I don't think I really saw it. I think it pops out once you put it in. I'm watching this guy's video right here, Sloppy Mechanics. So I'm just showing you how my preference is, but I definitely copied this off of him. Really informational video. So yeah, so now I'm gonna get my wired up, or I'm gonna connect my wire to it, and then put my pin in. Actually, I think I'm gonna just stick the pin in there and then wire it. Alright, so now once you see that there's gonna be like a little square piece on the bottom of this plug, and you're gonna want to put that piece, take that piece out, like just snap it out, and then once you put your wire in, put it back in. And then this piece just kind of locks over the top. So I extended my wires a little bit, especially this positive one. I went ahead and extended that somewhere down there, but did the same thing, put a little crimp on it, heated it up, shrinked it. Ground wire, put my eye hook on. How to put my little eye hook, that's the yellow one for my positive, but she's all wired up. Pretty hyped, that's out the way. Again, I'm waiting on the heat exchanger for last. So now I think I'm gonna move over here and connect my fuel lines. Yeah, low-key do not feel like doing this this fuel line here, but because if I mess this cut up, it's not gonna be good. But I left a little bit of extra space so I can make probably one more cut if I have to. It's been probably 2 weeks now since I had to cut one of these, but it's not the end of the world. I can order a new hose and get a new fitting. That's a pain in the butt. So hopefully one cut gets us in, get it all tight. So this is what I was talking about here. So make sure you pull your little blue piece out if you have this kit, or if your fuel rail's on the side. Some people are on that side with different rails. They sent me 0-1 rails. I don't know, but we're making it work. So yeah, so it's gonna pop on just like that. Clears my bracket just enough, and then my line's gonna go in here and run all the way to the back. So let's see what happens. My video, the screw piece goes on, and then see how it's a little roughed up. What I'm gonna do, stick this little Sharpie in here, kind of get the hole back to normal. I'm gonna peel out all that extra stuff too. Can't forget my little blue clip. How about you? She's going nowhere. I'm pretty hyped. Just gotta tighten that down a little bit. Sheesh! Like, the fuel's almost done, boys. Yo, that just made me like so happy. Like, not even gonna lie. Yeah. Pretty freaking hype. That looks good. It's pretty clean too. Let's go! I don't know why I get so hyped over that, but geez, we're just getting closer and closer. So now I'm gonna put these bolts in my fuel rails. This is the fuel rail bolt I got. It's the same size as your quarter bracket bolt. That's how I put that in there, and worked out fine. Went to Ace. I think it's like an M6 or something like that. I got 5 of them, but I'm only getting 4 in. I don't know why this one kind of sits up higher, but these ones are locked in. The fuel injectors should be pushed down pretty tight. So that's done. Pretty hope the fuel is done. I gotta go look at my list. I'll show you this list I made of everything. I think I gotta finish. I'm gonna tighten these down, make sure they're all good. This is probably the most awkwardest position I've ever been in with this car. But instead of taking this off, I'm just using a ratchet wrench, and I'm getting these things pretty tight back here. It's like 5. I think it's, you got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You're gonna need like, it's probably gonna be like 4 bolts back there, but I mean, we're all up on my car, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I touch just about every inch of this car at this point. The only spot I really haven't been to is like the drive shaft and the rear end. But I mean, we've been all in, oh, and like in the dash, but we've been pretty freaking close to touching just about everything on this car. First off, boys, I'm just sitting here chilling in my trunk, you know, cutting some wires. So this is the Hobs switch wires. It just goes to remote 1 and remote 2. And then this little red one is the one that I said went to that gray wire. So I'm about to splice that in, and I believe this goes to remote 1. I got pretty good. So 1 and pump remote 1 and 2 for the Hobs switch, and then this is the it's the gray wire. See, there's that switch, the gray wire. I just crimped it on this little red one I got them together, then I ran it up underneath here and went same thing where my Hobs switch was. So I went ahead, instead of tightening all these down from my for the fuel regulator, used my little wrench, just got up on them. It's a little tight in here, but the problem, I'm a little nervous now. So I moved this in an awkward way to try to reach them. I crimped this my little line back here. I don't know how bad it's crimped, but if it is crimped too bad and I need a new one, I can get, it just runs from the fuel filter, so from the fuel filter up to this feed line. I mean, it wouldn't be that difficult if I really had to. It's kind of crimped just like this one is, but I don't know. I guess we'll see once you see the fuel flow. Since we're still on fuel, I'm gonna go ahead and connect my little gauge. It says use liquid thread sealant, so I just put some of this regular plumber's tape on there. It shouldn't leak out. I'm gonna put that right on the fuel gauge regulator. So I probably definitely put this on backwards. I should probably flip it around, the whole regulator, because now in my gauge, I wasn't even thinking I can't see it. So I can kind of see it if I like come in here like that. I have to like really lean in it. I'm not really too happy with it setup in there. We might end up redoing it. But so my Hobs switch is right there with the little blue thing. That's like the electric part of it. And I got it run right up in my lines because remember it runs all the way back from the trunk or the power unit. That's where I have that at. And then I just ran a little 1/4 inch hose out from underneath of there into right here. So I had it hooked up to this, but I didn't really understand what I was supposed to do. So when I got the car tuned, the tuner told me I had to tee it off. So you want to get a little tee, and I have to obviously make this look better, but it was on the fly. We were on the dock. So what happens is this piece right here gets unplugged from the blower, and then you're just going to want to get a piece of small hose and plug up to the blower, and then it's going to come out here to the T, and then from the T it's going to run back into this little piece right here, and then it just goes straight back to the Hobs switch. So it's pretty simple on the Hobs switch. Alright, so the catch can, I didn't video me doing this, but I got it jammed, I got it wedged right up in here. It's probably not ideal, but for right now, this is what we're doing, because we're probably not keeping this catch can. Try to go with that Cletus or that Motion Raceworks one. So all it does is this one, your inlet goes all the way down into your valley cover. Your valley cover is going to have a nice little, it should have a red cap on it. And that red cap, I put that red cap back here on this one, because I don't need that anymore. That cover or that cap. And then what happens is it goes through the valley cover, and then your outlet, it goes up into your, on the side of the I'll try to post pictures of what these ports are. It goes into the side of the port, or the, oh my god, what is this called? The snout. So it goes into the side of the snout. Alright boys, so I made my decision to go ahead and chop this quarter intake up. I think the best way to do it is to just kind of mock it up. So I think if I kind of made a line like right here. I think if I did that, it could wedge kind of like down into there. So we'll probably just cut it. I'm probably gonna cut a little shorter at first, just to kind of see where I want to go. The main reason why I don't want to cut it is because I know I could probably sell this for at least 150 bucks, or possibly do a giveaway for one of you guys, but I'm kind of like short on time, so we'll go ahead, cut it up, see what she looks like. Safety first. There's always somebody riding by, but so I think I'm off by like, I think I need to be a little more on like this angle, probably like right in here. Probably try to cut it now. Yeah, so I'm pretty hyped I was able to get this fit in here. This is, I mean, pretty rigged up, but it's also, I mean, it works. It'll work for now at least, because I mean that's in there. The hood shuts completely. That's all we need, boys. My power steering pump, I have just put that back here. Got a little zip tie, still got to fill it up. I got to get the relocation bracket that goes back there. A lot of little things that like no one really explains or tells. I just kind of remind myself, we ran that positive wire on the controller back there, just ran that straight back. My fittings, checked all my fittings up, and then eventually we trimmed the rotor fab. And then, oh, the cheap catch can, like I said, I gotta take this off because this thing's screaming like, it sounds like a freaking jet. So I guess I gotta put the regular one back in. I'm not too sure what's going on. It smells like gas. But yeah. And then, but the AFR gauge, I'll wait. I'll just wait till last and kind of knock that out. I'll probably make a separate video on hooking the water temperature, the oil temperature, and that one up. Add gauge to the regulator. Oh yeah, so my regulator, I told you I put that little tape on it. Valve cover vent. I just kind of stuck this on here. I'm not too sure if it's gonna last or what's the deal with this is, but it doesn't really stay on there that well. And then tighten the lid down, make sure it's all tight. And I think we're good to go, boys. So we'll be on the dyno pretty soon. I'm pretty nervous, but make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Follow me on IG at 1bad8, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.